WWE star Chad Gable's contract is ending imminently, and there has been a big push from AEW to try to take them out from under the nose of Triple H and WWE. We're going to dive into that and much more and talk about the impact that Chad Gable leaving WWE would leave and much more coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, we gotta say that 97% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you want to keep up on everything that's happening around the wrestling world, make sure down below and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything we post here on the channel. But first, we gotta talk about WWE's plans with Bron Breakker have changed, and yes, as we take a look here, we see that WrestleVotes was told that Bron Breakker has impressed many higher-ups in his short stint on Raw, and that WWE has considerably altered its creative plans for him. One source mentioned that Bron is slated to be a major focus heading into the Netflix era, and this is big news coming out of the WWE today that one of its top young bright stars in Bron Breakker is looking like he's going to be one of the main focuses going forward in WWE, and as they say here, it looks like the plans have changed with him. And at the beginning, when he came up to Raw, he was just crushing jobbers week in, week out. It got kind of boring, but then recently we've seen him involved with Ricochet, involved with Ilya Dragunov, and has really pushed him to another level. And I think right now in WWE, he's maybe one of the most over young stars in the business right now. When he comes out, the Wolf Dogs are howling in the crowd, and I think the fans just love this guy. The speed he has in the ring is phenomenal. Just his whole moveset, he kind of has the it factor to be a great WWE superstar, and it's great to see that the higher-ups in WWE have seen this from Bron and are looking to move forward with him being a big piece of this new Paul Levesque era in the WWE, and I'm really excited for this because I've been a big Bron Breakker fan since his days on NXT. I always thought this guy was a bright young talent, obviously being part of the Steiner family. He's one of those second generational wrestlers, maybe third generational wrestler. So he has, that experience in the family. But I mean, not just the family history. I mean, this guy has proven to be a great performer, and I think it's great. One thing that I do think that Bron Breakker may be missing, and this is maybe a slight thing for me, I think we need to see him before they start to make a major push for Bron to be a champion, is to see him in a feud with someone who's really good on the mic. I think if we see Bron involved with maybe like the Miz, if they lose the tag team championships, or just any of those kind of mid-carders that are really good delivering promos, I think we'd really get to see that side of Bron Breakker that not a lot of people have seen. We've kind of seen him be that, Brock Lesnar type of guy who just comes in and just runs through his competition. And I think that what would push him to the next level is seeing Bron's ability on the mic on the main roster. I think if we see him maybe have a solid performance on the mic against one of these stars that is known for delivering great promos, could really get everybody on board with Bron Breakker moving forward, because right now we know he's good in the ring. I mean, he moves at such quick speeds. He pulls off so much great moves and great matches whenever he's involved. And I think if we see that side of him that not a lot of people have seen, if you haven't watched NXT every week, I think this is what could really push him over and really impress the higher ups even more. But in saying that, I'm really excited for this. I think Bron Breakker is going to be the next star here in the WWE, alongside Tiffany Stratton, Trick Williams when he comes up, Carmelo Hayes. All these guys have been good so far since they've come up, and I'm really excited for this new wave of wrestling. I think Bron Breakker is going to be at the head of that. I expect him to maybe push for the IC title, by the end of the year. I think that could be cool. Maybe we see him and Sammy feud. I think that could be really cool. I think Obviously Bron's kind of looking like a baby face right now, but just having those guys battle back and forth on the mic you really get to see a side of that guy. Or if Chad Gable wins, which we're going to talk about later in this video, and stays with WWE and becomes that champion, that feud between him and Gable could be really fun as well. And I really like Bron Breakker. I think he's going to be a great superstar. I think we just need to see that promo side of him that, a lot of people have seen, but not a lot of just those casual fans have seen from him, and I think that would push him to the next level. But in saying that, I love Bron Breakker, want to see him do well in WWE, so let's see him have a title by the end of the year. But we're going to get into the main topic of the video today, which is Gable's contract negotiations are heating up. And yes, as we take a look here, this is from Dave Meltzer. He reported that WWE made an excellent offer to Chad Gable in regards to his contract. I believe it was up yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but it is ending very soon if it wasn't yesterday. But then they say here AEW is interested in him in the open if he hits the open market. Meltzer stated that key people in AEW are pushing Gable to Tony Khan, wanting to maybe pull the rug from WWE and get Chad Gable for them. And there is another report here from Sean Ross of Fightful.com. He says, I can confirm I've also heard about AEW having internal discussions regarding Chad Gable. I don't know what the current status of his contract is or how those talks with WWE have gone, but we seem with Dave Meltzer, he said that they put forward an excellent offer for Chad Gable. And the big question here is, will Chad Gable leave the WWE for AEW? Can I see that happening? I think I can. I think if maybe he doesn't win this match at Clash at the Castle and he never got that solo title that he rightfully deserves, in my opinion, I think that's when we could see him maybe have frustration boil over and he leaves to go to AEW where, he maybe promised shots at a title, shots at the world title, shots at the TNT title, and I think that would be really a cool situation for him. Do I want to see him leave WWE? No, I don't, because I think if you asked me a year ago, if Chad Gable is leaving AEW, would I care? Leaving for AEW, would I care? I would say no, because, he was with the Alpha Academy. That thing was kind of getting old, the shoosh thing. It was cool, but, after a while, it just started getting old. But recently, we've seen him have that big heel turn and, turning on the Alpha Academy. And I think that's what he really needed to push him over with the WWE Universe. And he has played very well as a heel in WWE. And it looked like going forward that he may have started a new faction with the Creed brothers. We talked about that before with him at the helm and turning the Creed brothers heel. We also did talk about maybe Kurt Angle coming in to manage this faction and stuff like that, which there's so much stuff to do with Chad Gable in WWE that I think that opportunity he has there now that he's a heel, kind of weighs the scale towards WWE side that say, hey, I should stay here. Paul Levesque has a big plan for me. We had that heel turn. I've fought for the title multiple times since that, and, now I have another opportunity here at Clash at the Castle to finally get it done and win the Intercontinental Championship. And I think if I'm Chad Gable, AEW is tempting because we've seen a lot of stars move from WWE to AEW, but we have seen some like Andrade come back. We've seen CM Punk come back, and those guys, they left and they came back, so the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So I think Chad Gable is going to take that into account as well. And if I'm him in this situation, like I said, I don't think you leave for another company right now where you're getting pushed so much. You're involved heavily in the mid-card on Monday Night Raw, so it doesn't really make sense for you to leave WWE because, it seems like Paul Levesque and the content people at WWE have a plan for Chad Gable going forward, and I think it is with a title reign with the IC Championship. I think at Clash at the Castle, something's going to go down. I think that Otis is going to turn on Gable, something like this, and we'll see the Creed brothers come out. That's just my theory. I think that's what's going to happen here, and I think it will lead to get Chad Gable winning the IC Championship. But If he doesn't sign a contract by then, or whatever it may be, I don't think we'll see this happen. I think Sami Zayn will retain. Chad Gable will walk if he hits the open market, go to AEW, because a lot of people, like they said in this article, are pushing him to Tony Khan. So, Tony Khan's taking a look here and saying, hey, we'd love to have this guy. I mean, he's a great heel. He's, that has that wrestling, Olympic wrestling background. And, we could really utilize that here in AEW more so than what WWE has done so far. But I think, if he continues with WWE, I think he would have a better opportunity in WWE than AEW just to get pushed further. And it'll be interesting. It'll be a little bit of a bidding war, I guess, between Tony Khan and Triple H, WWE, and AEW to get this guy to sign a contract with wherever he goes. And I really hope he stays with WWE because, like I said, last year, I didn't care about Chad Gable. If he left, whatever. But right now, I do care about Chad Gable. I think he's one of the better heels on the mid-card of Raw right now, and you don't want to lose this guy for nothing. And then who are you going to replace him with? That's the big question. I mean, he fills the mid-card of Monday Night Raw every single week, whether it's with a promo, whether it's with a match, whether it's with, banter backstage between him and the Alpha Academy. I just think he's too big of a piece right now in the mid-card of Raw to lose. And I think that, we've seen, they say here that WWE has made an excellent offer. So if this offer is what they say here, excellent, I don't think we see Chad Gable leave, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think that Chad Gable is going to leave for AEW? Let me know down below. I really hope not, but I love to hear your guys' opinions. Love reading through all your guys' comments on these videos, but we're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Alkine Prodigy. Alkine Prodigy says, I love that we're all getting to go through history together with the WWE and TNA crossover. He said, I've been waiting for this ever since I could remember and ever learned of TNA. And Alkine Prodigy definitely had to agree with you. I love seeing you come back to these videos. Love reading your comments down below, showing your support to the channel. Means a lot to us. And I definitely, have to agree with you. I think it's awesome that, us as wrestling fans are about to go through or are going through history with the crossover between TNA and WWE. Everybody has wanted to see this for such a long time, and like I said, we have potential to see Joe Hendry show up at Clash at the Castle now, which is awesome, and it's really going to push, WWE over a little bit more of AEW, which, in my opinion, WWE is always the top. AEW is always, maybe the second option. I mean, we've seen AEW and New Japan do their crossovers and stuff like that, so it only makes sense for WWE to want to do that with TNA, and it's looking really good right now. Love seeing Jordan Grace in NXT, and I'd love to see guys like Joe Hendry come over and fight a few matches in WWE. I know those guys would love that opportunity as well. But appreciate the comment, Alkine Prodigy, and we always appreciate that you're a Montreal Canadiens fan here on the channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure down below, hit that like button. While you're down there, comment on the video, just let us know your thoughts about everything we talked about today, or maybe just where you're watching from. Love to see where you guys are tuning in from all around the globe. Also, while you're down there, make sure to hit subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of this wrestling news that we're talking about daily. But if you want to check out a video myself and my co-host Brady did the other day, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. We'll catch you in the next one.